Hi, Terry Michael, the Bible lady. Today I'm talking about God's tribe. Yes, well, I'm talking about God's tribe, and I'm going to talk about my tribe too, because I have a tribe. I do. I have 7 children, that's counting one stepdaughter, 15 grandchildren, including steps, 11 great grandchildren, and one great great grandchild. And so I'm a grandmother, great grandmother, and a great great grandmother. And not meaning I'm so great, but I mean that's what it is. I'm great great. That's 34 in my tribe, not counting mates, their spouses, etc. But what about God's tribe? Holy mackerel, can you imagine what that line looks like? How many children have multiplied in his family? Holy mackerel. Okay, so multiplication is important to God. Did you know that God spoke to fish and whales and such about multiplying? He did. He spoke in Genesis 1:22. It says, he blessed them. Yes, he blessed them. And he told them this. He said, be fruitful and multiply. He was talking to the fishes. I mean, this is better than Dr. Dolittle. Talking to the fishes, talking to the whales, the birds, everybody, everything he had created. And you know what? They followed and they did it. Yes. He also told Adam and Eve later on in Genesis 1:28. He told them to be fruitful and multiply. And they were. I think that's why abortions are so horrific in God's eyes, because it's against his blessing. It's against his blessing to multiply. He said, multiply, be blessed. God could have just as well had Adam and Eve all alone, all by themselves. He didn't have to have anybody else come along, but he is a family type of man. God, not a man. He is family. He is all about having children and more children and more children. And I can't imagine what his family looks like. That's going to be some party when we get together. So he is our daddy, right? He adopted us. And for everyone who is adopted, that is so special. That is being called in. That has been added to personally, absolutely, because they wanted to do it. Okay, and this is what God did. He wants us. So, but do you know about all the rights you have, and see, rights and responsibilities transfer to the adoptive child after an adoption. Yeah. So what rights do we have? Look at this. Look at this. I mean that the heir, this says, I mean that the heir, as long as he is a child, is no better than a slave, though he is owner of all the estate, but he is under guardians and trustees until the date set by the father. So with us, when we were children, we were slaves to the elemental spirits of the universe. But when the time had fully come, God sent forth his son. This is how we're adopted. God sent forth his son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, so that we might receive adoption as sons. And because you are sons, God has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, crying, Abba, Father. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, Father's Day. So through God, you are no longer a slave, but a son. And if a son, then an heir. That's Galatians 4:1-7. That's how you become adopted, and you come into God's tribe. But there's a lot more than that. I mean, there is oodles and doodles of stuff about God's tribe. So, but first, to start, I want you to read Matthew 15:21-28, and it's also in Mark 7:24-30. So I put it on the screen for you there. Read that this week, because I'm on next video. I'm going to share with you about the Canaanite woman and about how the bread of the children. What's one of the breads of the children? I'll say it that way. Now, I did this teaching a couple years ago, and it's about the Canaanites. They were The Canaanites were people who lived in the land of Canaan, and that was an area, according to ancient texts, which may have included part of modern-day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan. So all of that area was included. That's where this woman was from who came to Jesus. And it will take another video because it's like a half hour to 45-minute information that I want to give you, but I'm going to squeeze it into 5 minutes. I am so proud of myself. I'm going to squeeze it as much as I can, and you'll still get the teaching. So I'll see you then. Thank you for joining me now. And if you like my videos, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell so that you'll be notified. God bless you. Till next time.